Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tristan here, the Digital Storyteller, and I'm super excited to be with you once again for another episode of Cinecut, where we will be talking about the gear I brought with me to my recent trip to Turks and Caicos. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Woo! I got all my little goodies here of all the things I brought to my recent trip to Turks and Caicos, and I'm actually still in Turks and Caicos. I'm about to fly out, but I want to quickly show you the things I brought, just so you can get a sense of how I kind of shoot and what I use to create videos like the ones you saw just now, and some of the other footage that I'm going to be showing at the end of everything. So first things first, I always bring my Azden shotgun stereo mic. So it's mono and stereo built into this one mic. There's a lot of great controls here. It takes AA batteries, 2 AA batteries, and I never leave home without it. This is number one is audio. If you can't bring a lapel like I have, then at least have a shotgun mic on your camera. The next thing is the actual camera. So this is an A7, Sony A7 Mark III. I love this camera. This is one of my favorite cameras I've ever used. The image quality is amazing. The video quality is amazing. It shoots 120 frames per second. The raw image is great. All of the controls and the functionality, the IBIS built into this, the battery life, everything about this is great. And make sure you get a cage for it so you can add some accessories on top of that. A couple of lenses that I use all the time as my travel and as my sort of continuous kits is the Sony 85mm 1.8 and the Sony 50mm 1.8 as well. These are kind of my nifty 50s and my nifty 85, I guess you can call it. I travel with these all the time. Number one reason is because they're native lenses to my Sony camera bodies, my A73s, but also too, the autofocus is great. They're lightweight. Their performance is really good. I mean, I don't really have anything really bad to say about these lenses. They're inexpensive. They're cheap enough to replace and purchase another one or rebuy, or they're cheap enough to at least get fixed. So again, I don't mind dropping this on the ground. I'm not saying I want to drop these on the ground, but if I had to make a choice between my $3,000 lenses and these dropping on the ground, I'd rather these drop on the ground. The other thing that I travel with, like a lot of people travel with, is a drone. Now, I feel like in a lot of ways drones are overused and tend to not use them a lot, especially with my local work back in Toronto. But when you're traveling, a big part of creating travel videos and creating travel content is showcasing the island, showcasing the location, showcasing the structure, showcasing the ambiance, because the ambiance is a feature of travel, right? Henceforth, if it just looked like the place you're coming from, then you wouldn't care about how it looked and it wouldn't be a feature. But the fact that we have blue skies, blue water, white sand, that's important. And sunsets and sunrises to die for, that's important, that's a feature. So when you're creating things for your clients, you want to create that wow factor. And one of the best ways to create a wow factor is using a drone. So I have my Mavic Pro Mark I. It gets me the shots that I need to get. And to be honest with you, most of the time I only really need to get about 3 to 4 drone shots, and out of those drone shots I only really use 5 to 10 seconds at best, because it's just about giving context and seeing the world in a different way. It's not to be overused. It's almost like hot sauce or seasoning. You don't over season your chicken or your meats. You don't put too much hot sauce on things, because then it'll take over the whole dish. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is my Manfrotto monopod. I've had this now for about 3-4 years. I don't even know, maybe even more than that. But this guy, I never leave home without a monopod. And the reason for that is because monopods are convenient, they're mobile, they're small in terms of footprint, and you're still able to get that steady, those steady shots that you need to get. So if I put this down, right now it's standing up. If I had a tripod head on here and the camera, it would be pretty still, and I could still hold it pretty still. Then mix that with the IBIS that's built into the A7 Mark IIIs, you really pretty much have the equivalent to a tripod in terms of stability, but you can pick it up really quickly and move to somewhere else. So definitely, if you don't have a monopod, get one. And the last item that I had to bring with me on my trip to Turks and Caicos is the Canon 24-105 f4 zoom macro lens. And the reason being is because it's so flexible. I've done reviews on this lens many times, and I can't talk about how much I love it. I love it so much. This is my favorite lens to use to travel with. It's a beast. It's a rock star. It may not be great at any one thing, but it's really good in a lot of different areas, and that's why I always bring this lens with me. So those are the pieces of gear that I brought with me on my trip to Turks and Caicos. I would love to hear your thoughts and your comments. Please comment below, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you like the videos I'm making, please hit on that notifications button, and then you'll see more and more of my videos as I start posting them and sharing them. And let's have a conversation. Let's talk about things. Ask me any questions you like, and I promise you I'll hit you back up with the best answer I possibly can. Until the next time, peace.